right, what's up, metalheads? It's your main man, Eddie Monster here, and I've got another special edition of Eddie's Top 5. That's right, because this week we are focusing on an artist that I'm still trying to deal with the fact that we're living in a world without Ozzy Osbourne. That's right, I still can't get over it. The amount of tributes that I've seen online has been absolutely amazing. It's been wonderful. All the bands that have shared things. The WWE the other day did a tribute to Ozzy, which was absolutely fantastic as well. So for today, I really wanted to focus and do a top 5, which some of you are going to think is either controversial or you're going to be like, well, those are typical albums. I don't know. But to me, I had to separate what I loved because of it's the first record I ever heard to really sit there and analyze and figure out, in my opinion, musically, what are the best Ozzy records of all time. And I'll just start off right now. Honorable mention, right? I'm going to put Patient Number 9 in there. For a late Ozzy record, I think it's fantastic. I'm going to put No Rest for the Wicked. I think it was a very good first Zakk Wylde record that Zakk ever did. He was getting his feet wet. I think they were still kind of in that Ultimate Sin era, but kind of reaching out and kind of going a different direction, which is awesome. Osmosis is another one that I would throw in there that I feel like it's an album that's really just left out of everything. Like, nobody talks about it. You know what I mean? And then, obviously, the last record that I would put on the honorable mentions, and that would be Down to Earth. I just felt that was a great record. It was the return of Zakk Wylde into the mix. I really wish he had done an album with Joe Holmes. I really do. I would have loved that completely. But let's go. Let's get into it. Top 5 Ozzy records. The first one, you guys should know, it's Over My Shoulder at number 5. That's right. It's the Ultimate Sin. It's the second and last record to ever feature Jakey Lee. It was there first with Randy Castillo. And I just love this record. I have it in my tape deck in my car right now. Yes, my car has a tape deck. It also has a CD player. That's how old it is. Whatever. Get over it. Anyways, I have this, and it's just been constantly playing in my tape deck for the last 2 days. That's because I can't find any of my other Ozzy cassettes at the moment. But nonetheless, I love it. I mean, Secret Loser, Never Know Why, the other song that's also called Never, Lightning Strikes, the title track, Shot in the Dark. I mean, what is there not to love about this record? To me, it's a solid effort. You got to think of the times. I feel like 1986 was a year of regrets for a lot of big heavy metal bands. I mean, people don't talk about Turbo by Judas Priest, much like they don't really talk about Somewhere in Time by Iron Maiden, and then this one. And those are 3 great albums. Well, Somewhere in Time is beyond. But anyways, this is Ozzy right now. And I feel like this gets left out. That brings me to the next one at number 4. I think this is a very, very underrated effort. People know it mainly for one song. I'm talking about Bark at the Moon. There's more than just Bark at the Moon in this album. There's Rock and Roll Rebel, which is a fantastic track. There's You're No Different, Center of Eternity, So Tired, Slow Down, Waiting for... I think Spiders is another track on this album, but I think this is fantastic. It was Jakey Lee's first record, so there was a lot of pressure at this point because Jake had to top what Randy Rhoads had done, the almighty Randy Rhoads, you know what I mean? And that was no easy feat, but he stepped up and he did it, and he helped Ozzy continue on. Say what you want. I know Ozzy with Zakk was amplified to a whole nother level, but but Jake just doesn't get enough credit for being the glue between Randy and Zach. And that's why I'm giving him his flowers on here, and that's why I Bark at the Moon is at number 4. Musically, in my opinion, it's better than The Ultimate Sin. That's right, I said it there. Whatever. Check the album out. You're not going to regret it. Number 3, the top 3 I had a hard time, because this one easily could have been my number 1 record. That's the thing with this next one. This easily could have been number 1 on the list. Okay? But I really sat there and was like, trying to rack my brain as to where I wanted to go. So at number 3, I've got Diary of a Madman. It's a fantastic fucking record. There's SATO, Over the Mountain, Flying High Again, Believer. But the title track itself is one of the most epic songs I think Ozzy ever wrote. To me, the song Diary of a Madman, being such a huge Ozzy fan, this is a top 10 song for me. And it's on this record. Just saying. You know what I mean? I love this. This is Randy's last record with Ozzy ever, as you guys all know. Rudy Sarzo was also on this record, I believe. He was either on the record or he was on the tour. I can't really remember right now. But this is fantastic. You know what I mean? Can't say nothing much more than that. Number 2, again, this could have been my number 1 record. This had such an impact on me as well, but it's at number 2, and that is No More Tears, the second album to feature Zakk Wylde. And right off the bat, right off the cuff, the first 5 tracks, let's go. Mr. Tinker Train, I Don't Want to Change the World, Mama, I'm Coming Home, Desire, No More Tears. I mean, come on. Right off the bat, they're, boom, sinking it in right into you. Messing up your senses as you listen to this fantastic fucking album that grossed higher than any Ozzy album at the time. That's right. This is also the 3rd record to feature Randy Castillo, and I believe this was the first record to feature Mike Inez, who you may remember eventually would join Alice in Chains. He was also on this record. Just awesome. No More Tears. I mean, Road to Nowhere is, every time I hear it live, dude, I always wanted to tear up. Every time. I love this song. It described my life for a very long time. But coming in at number 1, it's a no-brainer. It's fucking Blizzard of Oz, dude. Come on. This is the album that put Ozzy back on the map. This said that Ozzy could fucking go solo, and he did so. Fantastic. Crazy Train, obviously everybody knows. Mr. Crowley. This album is essentially filled with live staples. These are songs that every time we went to an Ozzy concert, you wanted to fucking hear them. Suicide Solution, right? You always love that song, right? Wine is fine, but whiskey is quick. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm a terrible singer. Get it. Okay, so I'm having fun, though. But Crazy Train, then there's Goodbye to Romance, which is just one of the most fantastic songs ever written. It's got a lot of great lessons into that song. You just look at the lyrics themselves. Fantastic. Revelation, Mother Earth is another great song. I can't say enough about it. But this was Randy finally being to come out and be able to have something to go up against Eddie Van Halen with, because at this point Eddie had already had plenty of years, on the scene, being signed with Van Halen over Randy, who was struggling with Quiet Riot at the time, but finally gets on to Ozzy, and then he shines brighter than ever. You know what I mean? One thing I want to say before we end this is that just rock out. You know what I mean? Be strong. Ozzy would want all of us to be strong. He would want all of us to take all of his music and fucking rock out with it all the time. You know what I mean? To always remember him and keep him always being remembered. You know what I mean? Like, to never forget the effort that guys like Randy Castillo and Randy Rhoads and Ozzy put into this band. Those guys were the real warriors. And even anybody else that may have ever been in Ozzy's band, from Tommy Aldridge, Rudy Sarzo, Bob Daisley, Phil Soussan, you know, I mean, all the way down the list. Don Costa, who was a member of Ozzy at one time or another, Jakey Lee, Zach Wilde, Joe Holmes, Robert Trujillo, Mike Borden, you know, to, Gus G, to Tommy Koufatos, Blasco. All these guys were a part of the story. They were a part of the fabric that is Ozzy Osbourne, and we should thank all of them for being a part of this legacy. And for Andrew Watt, thank him as well for bringing the best out of Ozzy in the late years. You know what I'm saying? Much, much appreciated. All right, guys, remember, please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate every subscription that we get. We love all of you, and we try to bring as much content as we possibly can for all of you to enjoy. So please remember, keep Ozzy in your memories. Rock out with your whatever out, and let's just go. Stay metal.